Contact your manager. A Google Translate story. When I grew up, he didn't play as well as I thought. My parents don't have satellite TV or television because we live in a remote farming community in Nebraska. We have DVD players and we can send DVDs to Netflix at our post office. Remember to use CD data from Netflix. My parents have internet for DVDs. City Cinemas opened Saturday for 2 movies, fittingly for Netflix, which has been in theaters for more than 30 years. That does not mean we cannot succeed. We have a weather radio and 3 ABC channels. This is a home antenna operated by CBS and NBC. If the weather is good, Fox could block the Colorado River. Unfortunately, he was not the youngest on Saturday morning. Local farmers, however, joined the network. This show was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in a show and lasted for hours from Friday night to Sunday morning. Tonight, my parents are working. I didn't wake up watching TV every week until Saturday night. Think of it as a local media channel. We do not know how these channels worked in the 1960s, but they did not have ads or networks. I can't remember the business card that describes this event, so I can't say the name. There is only one person in a cornfield that is brighter than a tractor light. I do not remember what it was like, but I do remember the sound. Hello, this is Captain Neil. You run any program and always use music. Then he stopped and talked about the magic of corn. Even Ferris, Frey, Unicorn, Griffin and Dog talk about boys and girls who want to go to the moon with cats in a cornfield. He said that magic only happens when the moon cries at night. I remember only 6 years old. I believe in Santa and the box. I finally closed the door in time. The biggest mistake I can remember was the new driver at the Ford Motor Show. Don't be afraid of the fall of the year 2000. I don't know what is foreign behind it. For me, the fact that most fruits fall on twice as many trees can survive. We wish you all the cute and funny cats that Calais promised. I finally waited and decided to grow and drive out the darkness. I remember Captain Kyle hugging the cat for the rest of his life. He said he had many dreams and wanted to kill them. Don't worry, I broke down the door, opened the door and stood on the wooden balcony with the lid on. It was so cold and humid that I can't remember where the corn came from. Hours of reading reminded me of my beloved home. I went to my place to park. It was amazing to walk barefoot on the ground. The cold returned and the moon quickly disappeared from sight. Once I got in, I cried and thought I should be gone forever. Exclamation mark, I cried. Katie, I'm lost. I'm scared of Katie. Are you there? I want to cry before bed. It wasn't a cat, but this morning I saw Joe Connor crawling on the floor crying. Joe rents 360 acres of corn. This alternative GPS app will be launched 4 months after its release and the new car app will be launched automatically. Joe bought a GPS tracking device that can move around all the time without a driver and can also be towed. The sensor detects everything on the road and when the tractor turns off, the software sends a message to the wall. One Saturday morning, the park where the tractor was parked warned. Neighbors were concerned that the tractor was empty in the field, so they went into the yard and into the building. I still remember when I got home, I called my parents and sat on the couch. I told them about Captain Kaye on the Friday night show and he told me about all the wonderful things that happened when I had dinner that night. I'm angry and scared. The police entered the room and I heard him say that I could do all this with Captain Carl. Is a thief. I do not know what, but I did not see it last night. When I woke up early in the morning, my parents turned on the TV and told me I was asleep. It is then run when the test becomes memory. I think it's a good idea or dream that a cat had last night. I lived in Colorado and I was 24 when my parents decided to sell my house on a commercial farm. When I got home, I remembered my childhood. My dad joked that the family also owned real estate, but only owned 145,500 acres in the third quarter. If that were the case, the land would be too full and rainforests would not be planted. My friends are called cash and I always have the courage to save. No one is brave or stupid. I was lucky, so when my dad asked me to meet him in the car, I decided to go with him. At the end of the park, near the dense abyss, we saw Box as a small coyote. There was also a great hunter who lived there for 100 years. He came out of the cedar tree. For some reason he broke the vine, thus improving the appearance of the garden. There is only one seal left. We need to see if something is interesting or important. I saw a camcorder with a small diesel generator, malfunctioning TVs and old VHS tapes. Some tried to start there, but left without knowing the subject. A green light burned on the wall. Varies, but you can see a small display of airport devices via CryptoDaster. The first beam contains the word colon. The senior grabbed me and told me to go. We're not saying there's no reason to sing. No one was hurt.